Hello my dear students, in today's video we are going to see a second topic of our subject digital logic design is introduction of sequential circuits. Okay, before going to start actual points or contents of sequential circuits, let's know our digital circuits are sometimes it is also called as switching circuits are mainly classified into two different circuits. One is a combination circuit and another is a sequential circuits. And in the combination circuits we see different examples like adder, subtractor, encoder, mux, demux as well as comparator. These all types which are we already seen their working, their explanation in the previous topic, that is a combination circuit. And the second part, now we are concentrate on the second part, that is sequential circuit, and the examples of sequential circuits are latch, flip-flop, shift registers and counters. Okay, in the combination circuits they are defined as the time dependent circuit which do not depends upon previous inputs to generate any kind of outputs. So simple way, in simple definition of combination circuit, the circuit which produces output which depends only on the present state of the input, this is called as a combinational circuit. Here we'll see one example. This is a multiplexer circuit in which there are 4 inputs and 1 output. Okay, we know that we already seen the working of multiplexers. The output is totally depends upon the status of select lines. If the select lines are 0 0, then Q is equal to the A, or the status of select lines is 0 1, then Q is represented by the B, and if the status is 1 0, then Q is equivalent to the C, and if the status is 1 1, then Q is equivalent to the D. If you observe carefully, this Q is totally depends upon the present status of the select lines. There is no past input or feedback is given from the output to the input. Hence, the output is totally depends upon the present status of the input. This is about combinational circuit. Then next, a sequential circuit whose those dependent on clock cycles and depends upon present as well as past values of the input to generate as an output. If you observe carefully, it depends upon clock cycles. Here we apply one more clocks, as well as present input. Here is the present input, and it depends upon present as well as past inputs. So we need feedback, and for the feedback we need memory element, and it produces past values of the input. Hence, the sequential circuit whose output is totally depends upon clock inputs as well as present and past values of the inputs, this is called as a sequential circuit. And if you observe carefully, what is the difference between combinations and sequential circuit? The sequential circuits requires a memory element. This is the major difference between the sequential circuit and the combinational circuits. Let's go through the comparison points of the combinational as well as sequential circuit. The first point in the combination circuit is the output depends only upon the present input and there is no need for feedback for the input and output, so memory element is not required. In the sequential circuit, the first point is the output depends upon both present input as well as previous output, so memory element is required to save the feedback state. The second point in the combination circuit, it is easier to design and use to handle. It is not easier to design and use and handle than combination circuit, because due to introducing of the memory element in the sequential circuit, it is little bit critical to design. Next, clock signals are not required in the designing of the combinational circuits, but the clock signals are required in the designing or in the working of the sequential circuits. The combination circuits are elementary building blocks are only logic circuits, and it is very important, the sequential circuits are elementary building blocks are flip-flops. and these flip-flops are very useful for the implementation of shift registers as well as counters, which are very uniquely used in the different processors, that is ALU part. These are the faster logic circuit, these are the slower than the combinational circuit. These are some comparison points between the combinational circuit and the sequential circuit. The next point, we'll see the classification of combination circuit. The classification of combination circuit are arithmetic and logical operations, data transmission, and code conversions, like BCD to 7 segment, binary to XS3 to gray to binary. In this way, data transmission are nothing but multiplexer, demultiplexers, and encoders, and arithmetics are adders, subtractors, comparators. Are such kind of combination circuits are divided or classified. Now let's see in which way the sequential circuits are divided. Sequential circuits are divided which are depends upon clock driven or not clock driven. There are two types of sequential circuit. The one is synchronous sequential circuit and another is a asynchronous sequential circuit. Sequential circuits which are controlled by the clock are called as a synchronous sequential circuits. These circuits are active only when clock is applied. This is about the synchronous sequential circuits. And what about asynchronous sequential circuit? Sequential circuits which are not controlled by a clock, it is called as a asynchronous sequential circuit. Here small mistake is there, just consider asynchronous sequential circuits. Then there is a comparison between the synchronous and asynchronous. First, in synchronous circuit, the memory elements are flip-flop. In asynchronous circuit, memory elements are not clocked flip-flop. Here is a clocked flip-flop and here is a not clocked flip-flop. We'll see the examples or applications of the flip-flop, clocked flip-flop and not clocked flip-flop in the upcoming contents or points of the sequential circuits. Then second point, in the synchronous circuit, in synchronous circuits, the change in input signals can affect memory elements upon the activation of the clock. That is meaning of when clock signal is applied, then only then the memory elements contents are changed, and due to the overall output of sequential circuit will be changed. Otherwise, if clock is not applied, then there is no effect on the output of sequential circuits. In asynchronous circuits, change in input signal can affect memory elements at any time instant. That is, if present input is applied, definitely the output of asynchronous circuit will be changed. It not depends upon the clocks. And synchronous circuits are easier to design and it is more difficult to design. With the flip-flop, the flip-flop having input and outputs, there are two steps of output, stages of output. One is a Q, another is the Q bar. Okay, this flip-flop is having Q is a normal output and Q bar is a complement or inverted version of the Q. This flip-flop having two stable states, one is a high state and another is a low state. The high state is for logic 1 or set when Q is equal to 1, and flip-flop is said to be low state when for the logic 0 or reset state or clear state when Q is equal to 0. In general, we can use any alphabets to represent output, but formally we use Q and Q bar for the representation of the output of the flip-flops. The flip-flop has one or more inputs. It depends upon which flip-flop we are going to be implement. For example, T flip-flop having one input is a T and another is a clock. For the D flip-flop, one input is a D and another input is a clock. And for the JK flip-flop, we need feedback as well as two J and K as well as one clock flip-flops. We'll see details about the flip-flop in upcoming videos. Next, the input signal which change the flip-flop are called excitations, and this flip-flop is a sequential circuit. If you observe carefully, if you want to change the output, then we have to connect the clock, because flip-flops are categorized into synchronous sequential circuit and the clock is a excited inputs for these flip-flops. And one more thing, flip-flop which stores 1 bit, so it is called as 1 bit memory cell. Okay, the next, latch. The latch is used in certain flip-flops. It refers not clocked flip-flops because these flip-flops latch on to 0 or immediately upon the receiving the input pulse called set or reset. Latch are not dependent on the clock signals for their operation. That is, latch is a sequential device that checks all the inputs continuously and changes their outputs according at any time input which are not dependent on the clock. Hence, latch is an example of asynchronous sequential circuits. Then we discuss about the excited inputs is called as clock. The clock must be provided for the sequential synchronous sequential circuit. Now, what is the meaning of clock? A clock is a digital signal basically represented as a square wave which looks like a square wave. This having two states, either 0 or either high state. Okay, in digital we can use a 0 volt for the representation of the low stage, or we can say 0 voltage, and we use 5 volt for the representation of the high voltage. And in upcoming slides we are discuss about the different types of the clock, like high level triggering, low level triggering, positive edge triggered, negative edge triggered. We'll see in upcoming slides. This first is the high level triggering. When flip-flop is required to respond a high state, a high level triggering method is used. It is mainly identified from the straight lead from the clock. This is a logical representation or symbolic representation of high level triggering, and this is a represented with the connection of the flip-flop. This is a clock signal. Simple straight line is connected to pin clock. Then the another is a low level triggering. When flip-flop is required to respond at low state, a low level triggering method is used. It is mainly identified from the clock input lead along with the low state indicator. This is the symbolic representation with the with concern with the clock, and this is a symbolic representation when the clock is connected to any flip-flop. Here bubble represents it is a low level triggering. This is the major difference between the high level triggering and low level triggering. Then positive edge triggered flip-flops. When flip-flop is required to respond from low to high transition state, then positive edge triggered method is used. It is mainly identified from the clock is leading along with the triangle. This is a clock which is represented with the positive edge triggered, and this is a clock which is connected to the one pin of the flip-flop with the symbol triangle. And we'll see another type of clock is a negative edge triggered when flip-flop is required to respond during the high to low level transition, and this is the low to high level transition. A negative edge triggering method is used. It is mainly identified from the clock input lead along with the low state indicator. This is the high to low level indication of the negative edge triggered clock, and when negative edge triggered clock is connected to one of the pin of the clock for the flip-flop, then it is connected with the bubble. This is a major difference between the positive edge triggered clock and negative edge triggered clock. I hope so you understand little bit about the sequential circuits. The first we'll go through with the basic classification of digital circuit or switching circuits into combination as a sequential circuits. Then definition of combination circuit with the help of block diagram as well as example. Then definition of sequential circuits. The examples of sequential circuit we will see in the upcoming videos, like flip-flop, shift registers, counters are again different types of counters. Then next, comparison part of combinational and sequential circuits. Then classification of combination circuits, classification of sequential circuits like synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuit, which are clock driven and which are not clock driven. Then comparison points, Then very important part of our discussion is flip-flop. This is a basic fundamental part here we are consider here, but detailed explanation of each and every flip-flop, types of flip-flop, we will see in the upcoming videos. These are the latch, what is the meaning of clock, what is the importance of clock, and which are the different types of clock and how they are symbolically represented with the help of flip-flops. I hope so you understand little bit about the introduction or basic fundamental part of the sequential circuit. Thank you very much.